Party people, what's going on? Samaj Marsh. I'm the founder of BlueDeathValley.com, and I want to welcome you back to Inside the Valley, the podcast that's devoted to relentless coverage of A&T football. Of course, I got my two co-hosts here once again in 2026 to help me out. First up, former A&T wide receiver. He is a Greensboro native, and he is still the AD at T.W. Andrews High School in High Point, North Carolina. My man, A.D. Fresh, Doug Brown. What's going on, Doug?
Hey, what's up, guys? Aggie Pride. Go Big Red.
Aggie Pride. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Aggie Pride, man.
And, of course, the man in the middle always speaks facts, is not talking riddle. Long-time A&T insider. He's been a beat writer on BlueDeathValley.com for over 2 decades. He is currently the president of the Greensboro chapter of the AAF. More importantly, he's my right-hand man. Craig Turner, CT, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? Aggie Pride. Christmas in February.
Love it. Love it.
Christmas Day.
Love it, man. So look, man, we got a big show. We got 90 minutes of craziness to go through tonight. We're gonna have a lot of information, a lot of fun, maybe a few surprises.
Hey, before we get started, did you want to say anything about?
No, I do not, because you ain't say nothing for the last 700 some days, right? You ain't said nothing about the Patriots. I can't remember last time you brought the Patriots up in a conversation with me. And now,
I just thought we would have talked a little bit, the week that they played Houston. But that's okay. That's not what we're here for today. We'll have plenty of time to talk about those things.
I tell you, man, that's bandwagon for you guys.
Come on, man. That stuff's been there, man. Come on now. You know how we do. Feels like old times, man. We're talking Aggie football and talent around here and Patriots in the Super Bowl, man. It's like good old days, man. Welcome back, baby.
All right. So 1 point on that topic. Are you having a Super Bowl party at your house? Are you having a big soiree at the Brown Estate?
Negative.
No.
Okay. No, we don't do that, man. We tend to watch the game, in solitude, man. We're just by ourselves, man. We'll see. It's normal Sunday, man.
Normal Sunday.
The saying, act like you've been there before. I know
that,
as a true Cowboys fan,
this guy.
It's just been a while since you remember being there, but we kind of fell back into a Super Bowl since you've been the one, back to the one. And we got space for you on the bandwagon, man. It's a good time to come on board, man.
Wait, look, it might be a good time for people to jump on the A&T football bandwagon because this was a banner day, Craig Turner. We have been seeing some signs of life, right? After the football season that just passed, and of course, everyone knows the outcome. We were 2-10, had a rough go, and then we kind of showed some flashes in the middle of the season. I thought we ended poorly. Coach Gibbs, of course, he's true serum. He wears his heart on his sleeves. He told you that change was coming, and he was not satisfied with how things were trending, and he was going to upturn the apple cart, so they say. And one thing about Coach Gibbs, Dougie, he's a man of his word. He's a man of his word. Since the last time we talked, and that was our season in the show in 2025. There's been coaching changes, and there's been a whole bunch of roster moving, guys leaving, guys coming in. Today, we're going to talk about the guys who are coming in. And Craig, what was the last count that you had tallied up as far as the incoming crop of recruits thus far?
Total of 42. That's what I've got. Because there was some kid came in late this evening.
Right.
By my count, 9 defensive backs, 5 receivers, 3 tight ends, 11 offensive linemen, 9 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, and a place kicker. And we still got about a dozen offers still out there yet to be answered.
Man. So Doug I remember you had that historic class in 2002, right? When you got here, and y'all had about 500 people. Y'all could have overthrown a small nation as many people as Bill Hayes brought in that last year. How big was your class, Doug?
Man, I tell people all the time, it was 60 guys. It was 60 guys. However, much different rules, much different climate, and you still have the Prop 48 rules. So a lot of guys were on campus, but not necessarily practicing just yet.
Right.
We all know that today's climate is much different in this NIL space and the transfer portal. So I think with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. We'll put it out there. I'll give you the Jamaican bullhorn. You getting it early this year. This may have been the best recruiting job we've ever seen in this window during A&T's illustrious.
Okay. So you're not just saying quantity, you're saying quality. You're saying this is the best as far as coming in and fulfilling some major needs, right?
That I'm saying it's one of the best jobs a coaching staff has done, given the circumstances.
Okay.
And the talent and the quality is there. But I'll tell you why I say it's the best job ever, right? I mean, you've already mentioned the previous record over the last 2 years. Yeah. And many people argue that that's a recruiting challenge at times. You've always heard me say, it doesn't matter what the record is. A&T sells itself, and if you show up on campus, you got a chance with any kid. And Coach Gibbs has proven that, right? Like, you just get them here and they learn about our program. Just getting on campus is a special place. So, but some would argue the record is a challenge. The fact that they weathered 3 snowstorms, right? It's been 2 weekends that they weren't even able to host what's a typical recruiting weekend due to the snowstorm and the weather, right? It's not like we are Hofstra University and are used to accustomed to hosting kids in the middle of a blizzard, right? A lot has to happen the right way and in sequence and in sync during a recruiting visit, and to be able to still have the kids sign, to meet your mark and get those kids' name on the dotted line when it counted, and a lot of kids not even have a chance to visit the school on their official visit. I think it says a lot about what our coaches are selling and what they're showing our school and universities about. So excited about that. I think they did a good job of recruiting kids that want to be here, right? And like you've also heard us talk about it wasn't about the scholarships. It had a lot to do with the roster spots, right? And so I don't think we've seen a class this big of guys that were impact guys. We definitely hadn't seen 18 to 20 transfer guys at this point in the season. So to land 18 to 20 transfers in this window, I think is phenomenal. I can remember years if we got 2 or 3, we'd be happy, right, Craig? But we got a couple transfers that can help us, right? To do what they did and essentially go out and get a CAA quality offensive line or guys that can help you right now on all levels. That's impressive. That really hasn't been done in this short season, right? So to know that they were kind of handicapped with the weather, that they had days when they were literally hosting guys and having guys on campus, as much as they could, and battling those circumstances, man, I think they just did a phenomenal job. They got some dogs, man. They got some size, speed, and strength, and those are the things in length that Coach Gibbs talked about. Man, he has his metrics. We know that those guys can recruit, and they know what they're looking for. And they know how to get it done. They went out and found some of those guys, and we got some big catches. But again, the numbers are impressive. The talent's impressive. The quality is impressive, man. And to do it in the window that they did it in. Guys, I'm not talking about last year anymore. At this point, last year was a different team. We've heard of other schools that flipped 50% of their roster or brought in 40 new guys. We're like, man, that would be nice. How hard is that? We've done it in this window and got more time to go. There'll be more changes, but impressive, outstanding job, guys. I'm excited to see what the future holds with all these guys, man.
And Craig, what Doug's alluding to also is a revamping of the culture, right? And that was one of those words that Coach Gibbs kept throwing out all year during the press conferences. We got to fix the culture. We got culture issues, locker room issues. If you're not bought in, if you don't want to go somewhere else, go, right? He was pretty emphatic about that. And like Craig, you said, and Doug, both of you guys talked about, it feels like a lot of these guys want to be here, right? It's not like you had to kidnap them. These are not hostages. These are volunteers, right? And so, and Craig, can you speak a little bit to that as far as when they were assembling, because I know you were behind the scenes a little bit, when they were assembling talent, what was the makeup they were looking for as far as the guys to where they were confident it's going to be the right fit for that locker room culture they're trying to build?
Well, the biggest thing, guys who were hungry, and we're team first guys. We're not really concerned about it wasn't about necessarily being about the name on the uniform, but guys who were hungry to play and guys who were playing and going into a new situation where everything, you got a clean slate all the way across the board. It gives them an opportunity. It gives those guys who came in here, especially the transfers, gives them a time to come in and make an immediate impact. I was really impressed with the depth, especially on the offensive and defensive lines, because I thought that really was our biggest downfall in the second half of last season. We couldn't stop anybody. We couldn't run the football, and it was obvious to me, I'm probably sure to some other folks too, that we just weren't strong enough up front on either side. We couldn't get a push on the defensive side, on the defensive line. We had containment issues on the outside. Offensive line wise, we needed bigger people, bigger, more physical people in the front, because A&T's mantra is run football. That's what we do. And I think last year there was some games we just said to the run, forget it. Let's just go ahead and wing it and see what we can do, because we couldn't run the football.
And that's not really fair to your young quarterback. So you have you heard the story over and over again how we was at one point down to our 7th guy on the depth chart at quarterback because of injuries and this whole crazy circumstances. So you had guys who were trying to get their sea legs, and they don't have a running game to depend on. And Doug, you're a New England Patriots fan. Even with the great Tom Brady, Bill Belichick was trying to get that running game established so he could do play action. And it just helps everything when you can run the ball. When you need to get 3 yards and you can get 3 yards, it opens up so much. And when you need to get 3 yards and you get -1 yard, it puts you behind the 8 ball for real. So one thing I would say real quickly, if I had to throw out a word to sum up this class overall, and we're gonna go in depth. We got gonna be here till 9:30. Is I just see more physicality, like Craig said, on both sides of the ball, especially the secondary. We're gonna talk about the secondary. That was probably my favorite position. But we got guys who want to be physical. They want to put their hands on somebody with a different color helmet, and they want to put them in the wrong direction, right? So what was your takeaway, Doug, real quick? If you had to pick up one word or one theme from this draft, this recruiting class, what would it be?
I agree, man. I think they're physical. I mean, just the physicality across the board. You expect to see it at some positions, but just to see it across the board, I'm like you, the guys in the secondary really showed up. I think the guys are versatile. You saw a bunch of kids that can play either on both sides of the ball or in multiple positions. So I think that's awesome. A lot of them are multi-sport athletes, which we'll probably talk about a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think they just did a good job of finding guys that they wanted that address the need now. I don't think youth is a problem. I think a lot of those kids are going to have a chance to play early. We've seen kids have success, at all different positions early. We've played freshmen at anywhere you can name, and they've contributed. So I think as a freshman, as a young kid, you kind of play with a carelessness that is good, right? You don't think as much. You just kind of do your thing, do what you've been doing. And then the other part of the class, which I think in this day and age, which is great to bring on board, is experience, right? When you bring on that many transfer kids that have played and have good film and are ready to go, I think that makes a difference. So I think we did a good job of having the balance. And Coach Gill spoke about having high school kids be the foundation of his program. He still did that, did it well. And I think I think we've put ourselves in a position where we can operate now, right? I think you've kind of set a new standard, a new bar as to when it's time to replenish. You're not starting from, I won't say scratch, but trying to add 40 guys to a roster, right? Like I think once you kind of cross that threshold of kind of, replanting some things, you got your kind of guard, you got your garden going now. You can just tend to it. So I think that we'll get to see Let's make some drastic changes, improvements. I think we're a better team today than we were yesterday, right?
Hey, that's a strong statement. I would agree with that. And one thing, I just want to go back to Coach Gibbs, man, because you always say you want transparency, right? That's one of my big things. I like, I'm not a child, so talk to me like an adult. Be honest with me, right? And one thing about Coach Gibbs, he's been true to his word throughout this whole process, right? He said that high school recruiting was going to be the bedrock of his program. And you say, well, yeah, but everybody says that. And then, like, you look at the guy at Prairie View, he said, I'm sorry, I can't risk my mortgage, my livelihood on some 18-year-old kids. I just can't do it right now. It's a different game. And obviously, Coach Gibbs, he disagreed, because out of 40-some recruits, Craig, I would venture to say the majority of them were, high school kids, right?
Yeah, when it all shakes out, the majority will be, although it's pretty close. The ratio is really, really close. It's about half and half. But the edge will go to the high school kids, because there's some more signings to be done. Mm-hmm. And I think you might see us pick up one or two out of the portal. But I think from here on out, it's going to be primarily high school kids. So the total, I think there's two different philosophies amongst football coaches. One is go to transfers, win now, win quick, which is great, and it worked for Prairie View. Problem with that, though, is that you have to do that every single year, because I'm guaranteed you somebody's going to leave, somebody's going to transfer, some going to graduate. And so if you live by the portal, you die by the portal. It's kind of like NCCU's basketball program. It was great for a long time. Had a good run in there for about 7 or 8 years, and they lived off the portal. But with the change in the way the portal is now, I don't think you can really depend on the portal too much longer with this free agency that you have to keep your team at a high level. Well, I think it's a good quick fix. Yeah, but long term, I don't know if that'll work or not. I really don't.
I think it depends on what resources you are being able to play with, because I'm not sure. I think this is the first year that we've actually probably had some revenue share budget. I'm not sure what that number is. I'm not sure how much funds we allocated on the recruiting trail. I'm going to venture to say we probably spent some money to lure, especially some of those FCS guys and FBS guys to come here. I think that you got to do something to win over their attention, because these guys had other offers. They had other guys who were vying for them. That's another impressive thing too. This wasn't just finding a diamond in the rough that nobody else wanted. When these guys were in the transfer portal, they were posting other schools had offered them, whatever, and somehow we beat those guys out. And then you have a kid, the kid from Oak Grove, was that Boulware? Ben Boulware.
Yeah, Ben Boulware.
When he put up his offer graphic, I thought it was like every school in the Western Hemisphere, right? It was everybody wanted him, and somehow, some way, we end up getting him, and I guess he signed the dotted line today. He's official, he did. And so that's a major get. And I was like, man, there's got to be some flaws here. What's the story? And I put on his highlight film real quick, and I couldn't find one. So, I mean, the dude was just manhandling kids. So I think, if you're going to be like Coach K at Duke, and he had that epiphany when he kept, not getting out the first, second round, that he has to go one and done every year, and Coach Cal in basketball at Kentucky, if you're going to be committed to that, then you're going to have the resources to keep pumping every other year. I think that I'm not really sure what Coach Gibbs' overall master plan is, but I believe he's a developer. That's, I asked him last year at the press conference, what's the one thing that, he loves most about coaching? He says teaching, just being out there and teaching kids. He don't want to just have some instant grits, right? He wants to sit in the kitchen and marinate, let it cook and let it develop. So I think Coach Gibbs wants to have kids here for at least 2 years and get something out of them instead of just, graduate, and that's it. Doug, let me ask you this: what was your thought process on our biggest needs coming into this recruiting period? What would you think our biggest needs were?
That we need to get bigger,
okay,
faster, stronger. I know that's kind of cliche, but that's kind of what our shortcomings were. I think we talk about the X's and the O's versus the Jimmys and the Joes, and after seeing CAA play for a couple of years, seeing us also compete against some of our our neighbors and former foes in the MAC, I think it was pretty evident that we just needed to get a little bit bigger, a little more physical, and that takes time, right? I think we at times as a fan base, we can be impatient, and I think whoever came in and took the job this year and in previous years knew that was part of the task, right? What I think I'm most impressed with is how quickly Coach Gibbs was able to do it in a little less than a year. These are the things we talked about last year. How quickly could we see this kind of take place? It's been a fast year, right? And I'll go back to say, we were able to get 2 conference wins this year, kind of just out of our grit and guys buying into what Coach Gibbs preaches is don't quit, right? And some bad happen, keep playing. Some good happen, keep playing. So that got us that far, but I think we kind of added some juice to it by infusing some talent into the program that we needed, right? And I think not only are we losing a few guys in the portal or had some guys get in the portal, but you also lost a talented group of seniors or seniors that had been here and kind of fit the moniker of guys that we were looking for in this new class of guys. But, again, I think it's impressive they were able to get some guys in here. Coach Gibbs and those guys did a fantastic job, man. And they're still working, man. Those guys work around the clock. I think that's what you'll notice is they'll continue to get guys. We always mention that we got Bashal Tootin real late in the game, when he came to A&T late in the summer. So there's still those opportunities. Hopefully guys still are interested in coming to A&T. And I also mentioned that anytime you can retain a few guys, they kind of dip your toe out there in the portal. A guy like Daniel Coles, who people forget was also a 4-star athlete coming out of high school just last year, right? So you're able to get him back. That's almost like getting another guy in this recruiting class for a guy to come back out of the portal. From my understanding, I think he's back. So, that'll be good. You got Sadiq. He's supposedly taking his name out of the portal. Hadn't confirmed that. So I think when you get some guys like that back, man, just adds to your class. It feels like you got
it.
So we'll see what else happens, man. But again, I think I got to give this group an A+ for what they've done so far.
Well, I think, let me see, we had, I want to say almost 15 guys at the end of last season enter the portal or announced they were going to enter the portal. Nelson Lane, who was, finished the season as a starting quarterback as a true freshman, he entered the portal, ended up going down 85 to the Buzzards, and he's going to be playing at Central next year. Giovanni Divers, defensive end, I think he went to the portal, did not see where he signed with anybody. He still might be out there. Same with Christopher Allen, defensive tackle, probably one of the strongest interior guys we had on defense. He entered the portal, haven't heard his whereabouts. Sadiq, as Doug was alluding to, Cabinet Ali, he supposedly withdrew, so he might be coming back. Marquise Hood, who was our top most productive defensive tackle, ended up going up a level to FBS. He's in the Sun Belt at Jacksonville State. Sterling Wiggins is also in the Sun Belt now. He was our starting right tackle, and he is now at Arkansas State in the Sun Belt. Gabe Navarro, I think we get kind of the sign and trade with Elon. We got one of their tackles, and they got Gabe. So he's over in the CAA still. He's at Elon. Caleb Cumbersome, He's in the portal, but I'm not sure where he settled at. And then on the defensive end, we had Trey Mittman. He ended up going to Georgia State. He went up a level. Christian Tyson, it was a hard time getting the depth chart down here. I saw that he signed or was thinking about signing with Long Island, which is FCS. Nick Caldwell didn't get a lot of playing time here. He went down D2, Glenville. Same with Jalen Roseboro, Concord D2. And Coles put his feet in the portal, came back out. He's going to be an addition back at defensive back. He probably can do some special teams for us too. Israel Ford, not sure. Joshua Isaiah, my man Josh, he went to UMass. And then, of course, Javion Dillard was the last one, wide receiver. Did not see where he signed at. If you guys have any information on those guys, put it in the chat. But sure, hope Javion Dillard changed his mind. We can use that. We can use him back in Greensboro. I got 5 on it for real. And this is, hey, Doug, you've been there, man. And I was there kind of, as a parent last year. This is a stressful period, man, especially with the way the transfer portal and all the the college guys and JUCO guys are impacting high school kids. So I follow a ton of high school football here. And let me tell you, even in the city, there are a bunch of guys who are either still available or they didn't go where they probably should have gone or would have gone last year. There's a lot of high school talent that just got pushed down because of this, guys moving around in front of them and roster spots getting taken up. You have any thoughts on that, on how high school recruiting has got infected? You're an athletic director at a high school. So how's it
tough, man? What I would encourage athletes to do versus what I may encourage the average student to do aren't that far away, right? If you get a chance to go to college, one thing I always say is go where you would go if you weren't competing in sports, where you would go and feel comfortable just being an everyday student. And there's nothing wrong with that, but being an everyday student where you feel like you would fit in, obtain your goals, receive your education, and it'll prepare you for the rest of your life, because you're only going to spend a certain amount of time in college. Just everything after that's what matters. So that helped me make a decision. Oh, we got Culberson went to Carson Newman. That helped me make my decision because it's stressful, as you mentioned. I'm sure that these guys are feeling a little bit of relief, right? That you've made your decision and phone calls slow down a little bit, and you're still getting some congratulations, but you're not getting the pressure, because it's a pressure-packed kind of process, and it's not just about being recruited and courted and feeling great. At some point, those coaches are putting that pressure on you and you and your family, and the walls are closing in, and this is kind of that point when you're able to celebrate it. And that's why you see a lot of kids go ahead and get the decision out of the way and mention that they're 100% committed, so they can kind of alleviate some of that pressure. But it's different for each kid. I always tell kids to try to enjoy it, right? It's not often that you'll be, well, back in the day, it wasn't that often that you would be courted in that manner and really have the red carpet rolled out for you. But some of these kids are doing it every year now, Craig. So it's a different world. But go where you'd be happy if you weren't playing sports, because the reality is, your situation could change in an instant, and you may not be able to play sports. So go somewhere where they can still take care of you, and where they're invested in you as much as you're invested in them, and things typically will work out for you.
Yeah, and I see, man. I stay over here on the north side of Greensboro, and there's a lot of high school kids that I know personally who were just kind of got the bad end of the stick this year. 2 years ago they'd be Power 4 guys.
Yeah,
definitely FCS guys, and now they wait for a D2 school to give them a partial. But that's just how it is, man. That's how it is. So we're gonna jump into here. We're gonna go through some highlight. We got some highlight videos, and full disclosure, guys, we we had a jam-packed lineup. We had a whole bunch of kids from this recruiting class who were scheduled to come on the show. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, right? And basically the school kind of, I guess they changed course with the way they want to do things, and so they told the recruits, like, we We don't want y'all speaking to any outside media this year unless it comes through the school. So I hate it for them. The kids were up, they were kind of disappointed because they wanted to come on Inside the Valley and they wanted to talk to the fans and share their story. So might not be able to have any kids tonight, but maybe in the spring we'll talk to some kids and get through the media embargo that A&T is putting up there. But I spoke with a couple of them while we were scheduling these interviews, and I was impressed, man. These kids have some great communication skills. All of them are very aware of the situation. Like they know the A&T is down, but they got this innate confidence that they're going to be the ones that help get A&T back on track. That's to a man. Everybody was like, yeah, I know y'all was down 2-10, whatever, but y'all ain't had me yet, right? And so these guys are coming in there with a chip on their shoulder and a little bit of swag in their step. And I just can't wait to see it hit. And once again, it's just a sense of urgency. That's the one thing. And I would say if you were like trying to decode Sean Gibbs, if you were trying to find out what is the Gibbs doctrine, right? What's his leadership style? It's kind of like Roosevelt, right? He says, walk softly, speak softly, and carry a big stick, right? He since the end of the season, you haven't heard too much. It's almost been radio silence from the football program until today, right? And they said, these are the guys we're recruiting, and talk to you at the spring game. They probably not gonna do a lot in between now. I think Gibbs decided I'm gonna put my head down and get to work, and I think that's kind of what he's sending out to all his subordinates and his players. Like, the time for talking ain't here, right? Right. We got to work, and the grind is more important than what we say. So I think that's going to be the probably, as a fan, you're like, I want to know more about this program. I'm not sure there's going to be a whole flood of information out there constantly, as we might have been expecting in the past. So just kind of brace yourself. But if it transfers to more W's, then they can be mute. Oh, I care. You cut your tongue out. I don't mind. I don't care. I want to see the guys win. And if they have to have us like a us against the world type of mentality for that to happen, so be it. But Doug, you and your dad, I know y'all always kind of assist with the program during recruiting cycles. Did you get a chance to talk to any coaches one-on-one on the side and get a check of the temperature?
I mean, not this year, man. Like you said, man, those guys just nose down working. With the weather, they had to adjust what they've done. But no, man, just business as usual. Like, it's just one of those years where they're over there working. You can kind of keep a pulse on Twitter and can tell just from the movement, man. I think the biggest thing that was evident is just, like you said, how positive the kids were out and about on social media spaces, supporting what the program's doing. The parents are out there. They've got a social media presence, and it's just been, gleaming about how well those visits have gone, and kids are saying they had a great time and can't wait to be on campus. I would imagine a lot of those kids have been on campus before, probably for homecoming and some of those big games. So they know what we offer. And I think, like you said, they've kind of taken on the mentality that last year's gone. That doesn't matter. Like, it has nothing to do with anything. Like, we had flushed last year. Nobody's talking about last year because this is a new era. So I'm excited for them, man. It doesn't surprise me, Coach Gibbs. This isn't anything new. That when they showed up day one, they were working, right? They really got to work when they got here. And then this is just kind of all part of the process, man. It's just about the fan base being patient and waiting for its time to come. And we're here tonight celebrating, right? These young people that have made probably what's the best decision of their life, right? If they know it, if they don't know it now, they'll know it at some point, that how tremendous a decision they made. And they are continuing to lay the groundwork for what's going to be, just a wonderful era of football, man. Like, I'm excited.
Good deal. All right, so Craig, without further ado, man, this is kind of your time to shine. You want to start offense or defense, man? Let's talk about some players, man.
Well, let's talk about defense, because I think that's where Coach Gibbs was really concentrated on during this offseason and put a lot of work into it. He and his staff put a lot of work into it, and especially in the secondary.
Okay.
9 defensive backs, a lot of defensive backs. And
how many was
we
it?
saw
What was the total? Was it 9? So we got 9 DBs.
Right. 9 new ones. And, if you watched, we're at the Elon game, that was a classic case of being outclassed. I mean, really, size and speed, being outclassed there. Yeah. So let's start off with them, with the defensive backs.
Okay.
He brought in some nice safeties, brought in some transfers. He brought in Dre Duncan from Fort Valley State.
Okay.
6'1", 180. He brought in another transfer in Cottrell Townsend, another defensive back, 6'2", 190. He brought in Tykorian Gist from Lewisburg Junior College. Led junior colleges in interceptions last year nationwide. Had 9 pickoffs at Lewisburg this past season. Really good cover corner.
I got some
Cal
film on him,
Carpenter came in from. Yeah.
I think I got some film on him. Yeah.
Cal Carpenter is another transfer that came in here from Colorado. You don't get too many Colorado, power 4 guys. But he's a big defensive back, 6'3", 200. From Beaufort, Georgia. KJ Spence, who I was happy to get. Yeah. KJ Spence from Fort Valley State. Big safety, 6'3", 215. That's some size. This is
Spence right. This is Spence right here, I believe. So he was at Fort Valley. In Fort Valley, did they go? So that's Gibbs' his old school, obviously. And they always play good defense, man. So where is he at? Let me see. That's him in the back end. See him.
I think this play, man, he's showing off his ball skills here. How about a guy that can go up and get it?
Oh, okay. I like that. He just didn't knock it down. Okay. Covering the field.
Doesn't give up on the play. Reaches in there, gets the old, punch the ball out, get the turnover. Gotta love it.
Yeah. Comes in on a safety blitz, yeah.
So he's down in the box now on run support. What's he doing here? Oh, got me a sack. I need that. Oh, yeah, he's athletic. And it seems to be a theme also with these secondary guys of just extra length, man. These guys are taller, longer. They got a longer, wider catch radius or breakup radius, if you will, than we previously accustomed to. We probably got out of the 9 guys we got, I would say probably 5 of them are 6 foot or taller. If not, I mean, I got to go through it. But
I got news for you. All 9 are 6 foot or taller.
Wow. Okay. And what was? Give me some more. What was some more names you had over there, Craig? As far as the DBs,
DeAndre Nance, who we got from Campbell, transferred up here from Campbell. I always like to steal from the opposition.
Yeah,
6'3", 210. Another big secondary guy. So that that rounds out your transfers, but a kid I really like film on that I saw was Cottrell Townsend from Arkansas Monticello. He's a player. I really like his toughness, his tenacity and ball hawking. The high school kids, you got some good ones in there. You got Fionn Day.
Before we go to Fionn,
yeah,
this is Townsend. You see what I'm talking about? This he's not gonna stand back there and watch the party go on without him. He's gonna get in the mix. I love this. He's shedding through blockers. He just went through 2 blockers to get that tackle from the safety position. So he's playing cover 3 and he's going out there and getting his nose in there. And you know, that's something that Coach McCray is gonna eat up, man. Having guys like that with that much versatility. He's way in the back end playing center field. He's coming down there on the line of scrimmage. And that kind of fits that Blue Death mantra, man. You know, we like our guys in the back end to cheat up to the line more often than not. All right, so that was Townsend, right?
Yeah, Cottrell
Townsend. And then you talking about high school guys, and I know you were alluding to Fionn.
Yeah, Fionn Day from Jacksonville Beach, Florida. I watched his film. I was impressed. I was impressed with his physicality. He's a really tall kid, not all that really heavy, I guess, for his frame, but he'll grow into that. But he's 6'5", 190. You don't find too many safeties with that kind of height. That's a tall safety.
Okay, Craig, so he will knock you daylights out.
Yeah. Fionn Day. Now listen.
He will.
This is the one who I was speaking with him, you know, throughout the last couple of days, trying to get him to come on the show, and he was excited, man. Like we missed out on Aggie Nation. We missed out on the character because this dude is charismatic. He's, you know, just has so much personality, and you know, he was chipping at the bit to come on the show tonight. And he said, like, I mean, you know, he's a a melon challenge DB. Like he's a white kid from Florida, and he informed me A&T has never had a white safety start, and he was happy. He wanted to be the first one. He wanted to be the first white safety to start at A&T, and he was ready to make an impact. He loved everything about the HBCU culture, and he felt like this was home for him. And he was like, "Man, I can't wait for the season to start." I'm like, "I can't wait for the season to start for you either, because you got me excited." So here he is. How am I pronouncing his name, Craig? Is it Fionn?
Fionn, or I call him Fionn.
Fionn.
It might be Fionn, but I call him Fionn.
Yeah. So we there's a nickname waiting for him. Chat. If either you guys come up with something or I will. We know how it works. But like you say, Craig, Dougie, he knocks the daylights out of people too, man. So his last name is very appropriate. Watch some of these highlights real quick. You see him knocking down a jump ball, but then you see him coming here, and you say he's all at 6'5", man. And he just bullying kids out there. And then, you know, everybody keeps talking. You see a tall cornerback, the first thing you think of is what? Legion of Boom, you know, Cam Chancellor and all those guys. But, you know, he still got that high school metabolism. So once he, you know, can get into his grown man body and put some weight on, these hits gonna be these hits gonna be even that much more powerful. Some pass breaks ups and stuff here. So.
Yeah. Man, he shows good ball skills too, man. I think on that other interception, man, he was able to high point the football, and that's what you want to see out of guys that have length and they're tall. Like, don't just rely on your length. Like, let me see you get up there, high point the football, use it to your advantage, man. So again, I can see guys with ball skills.
Yeah. So Fionn Day, tell you, I don't know if I like that drone footage, high school video coordinator. I can't see nothing, but and I swear. That was one video, Dougie. That was one video where they had a night game and they without lights. They had a night game, and it was like total darkness. It was like, I don't know. It was like the cars from the parking lot were shining on the light on the field. I hope we come across it tonight. I can't remember who it was, but half their games and their highlight video were like pitch black. I'm like, this is crazy. But they go to show you
sometimes, man.
Hey, they go to show you. Hey, Doug, they go to show you the coaching staff. They gonna find you no matter where it is. You can be pitch black in a Walmart parking lot, and they gonna find you if you can play some football.
This staff will, I promise you.
Wow, so that's Fionn Day, 6'5" safety from Florida. All right, what else you got, Craig?
Kid that we got this past week, and I think he was sold when he first set foot on campus. Bryson Hughley from Fort Valley, Georgia, played at Peach High School down there.
Yeah.
You get it. This guy is he's a level above. He just needs to make the transition, I think, to college football. But this guy could really make an impact early at corner for us. The one, and Caden Van is another one who's got that kind of foot speed, that explosiveness that you have to have when you got, because you got to have really quick feet to backpedal and change direction as a cornerback. And the one thing I will say about the guys that we signed today, they can all run. And I thought that was a shortcoming in our secondary last year. I thought we had some kids who were in position to make plays, but weren't just quick enough to be where they needed to be. And we're being late getting over. Just the footwork wasn't there. The speed wasn't there. And I think that's the biggest thing that I think that's the biggest thing the A&T was looking at when they picking out this many defensive backs. They had to get a lot more speed in that secondary.
And you saw that, Doug. You saw that last game. You saw that last game of the season against Elon, where that freshman All-American quarterback at Elon was on a 10-yard line, and he ran out the pocket, hit the sideline, and went 90 yards on everybody on our defense. So that kid was fast, but I mean.
That kid's still scouts, man. He's down with Lane Kiffin at LSU right now.
No, but he won RG3 fast. But I mean, that was like, we probably need to get a little fast in the back end. That was my wake up sign on that. So Doug, how many secondary guys do you think we have to replace? Can you guesstimate on? I know. We lost one guy's going to the NFL, right? Aaron Harris. He's a clearing for the NFL draft. And then who was
straight man.
Ty Williams graduated, and then Mittman left.
Headed to Georgia State. We'll see him. This is second game of the season.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about that.
I don't know how many spots there were, or how many positions, but to me it really doesn't matter. I mean, Coach Gibbs has been open about saying, every spot is open for competition.
Right.
Nobody has a starting position right now, and I think that's kind of evident when you flip the roster in that manner. It's like every spot's up for grabs. So I think that's what you want, especially going into spring ball, mat drills and things of that nature. It breeds competition. So I mean, it's all open, it's all out there. Nobody has anything locked in. So I think that's a testament to kind of the job they've done, man. That's kind of what you want. Sometimes it's hard to create that competitiveness, right? When you got some guys kind of been there, they kind of show up like it's just going to happen. That's not the case right now. And I think last year, they talked about how tough spring ball was, and some guys had a hard time getting acclimated and getting adjusted to the new sheriff and how he's running this town. So I think that when you start to kind of get your own guys or guys that you've recruited and you're familiar with their background, their high school programs, their coaches, their families, it's kind of a new start. So that's why I'm big on, like, last year was last year, right? Like things are so much different than they were at the end of the Elon game. And, none of that really matters anymore. It's like, it's weird to say that, but none of that matters at this point, right? Like, you literally have a clean slate, in my opinion. So I hope that's all Aggie's opinion, that it really starts now in terms of where we're going as a program. So,
all right. So Craig, are you done with the secondary? Can we move on to the middle of the
I'm
defense?
done with the secondary. Yeah, let's go to the defensive lineman, because I think that's what everybody was screaming for on the board and in the stands last year, that we needed some defensive run stoppers up front.
Yes,
we needed to have generated some pass rush, and I think we met those needs. We got some specimens along that defensive line this year. A lot of big kids, some great edge rushers, some outstanding high school talent, and some big time transfers. So let's go to that one.
Okay.
I think the first one, I think the big difference maker is going to be a kid transfer here from John C. Smith. He's going to be a senior this year.
Yeah,
but he just finished up at John C. Smith. Kadrikas Stanley, 6'1", 315, plays nose tackle, defensive tackle.
Hey, Doug, I got a
he's
question.
A monster.
I got a question, Doug. Do you think when these kids are born that they parents kind of already anticipate they're gonna be defensive tackles? Because like, is there a more defensive tackle worthy name than what's it, Craig? Kadrish? What is it?
Kadrikas.
Kadrikas.
Yeah.
Man, I love
Stanley.
They had a hunch. That's all it was.
They had a hunch, man. I think, and I remember this guy was giving my son the blues over at John C. Smith. He came and destroyed my son's homecoming over at Shaw. Nobody could block him.
Yeah, you see his film. Yeah, you see his film. He's a monster. He really is a monster. I see why John C. Smith was crushing everybody with this guy. This guy is a double team every time he snapped the ball. He's a big time player. This is a Sunday player right here.
Okay.
But yeah, he's 6'1", 315. Next one on there would be Chris Price, who I like as a freshman coming out of Hartsville, South Carolina.
Let's go back.
How we got him out of South Carolina, I don't know. How we got him out of South Carolina, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second.
6'3", 285.
So hold on. We'll do it like this. Let me go. So first of all, let's get who's the kid you're talking about now? From South Carolina?
Price.
Chris Price, right? All right.
Yeah.
Chris, the run stopper Price. You know.
All right. This is Chris Price, and I love those arrows. Thank you. He's on the outside, so you got a little burst. Oh, you just threw that guy around. You gotta lower your hips, son. if you're gonna block that big specimen.
No. I mean, he's got a motor. He's a great leverage.
Yeah, I like that.
You're gonna see that. That's a common theme, man.
Ooh, you see that get off, man? Oh man,
Violent.
that's violent. I like violence, man.
Yeah.
Whatever side he lines up.
Yeah, keep in mind that. Yeah, there was a last minute push by Coastal Carolina to sign him last week, and I was scared to death because I knew what they had lost, and they got a bankroll down there, and I said, how's this gonna work out? Well, Chris did not disappoint. He stayed true to his word, and it's down with us this morning. Excellent football player.
Okay, that's Price, and this is Stanley. For some reason he hates Alexander Marsh at Shaw. For some reason he done power drive that kid about 40 times in the game. I need to call my son. Big guy, I can call my son right now and give you a scouting report on this guy. And that's some good football in the CIAA, guys. Let me tell you. And John C. Smith. I would say Virginia Union, John C. Smith, and Fayetteville State had the best defensive lines. I would probably say Virginia Union had the best. John C. Smith number 2, and Fayetteville State 3. But like I say, those guys, there's a few highlights, but those guys are ballers. All right, Craig. So we got some more linemen to talk about.
Yeah. We got Monday James from transfer in from St. Francis. People may not know it, but St. Francis dropped from FCS down to Division III with their football program.
I remember that.
Literally, all their players went into the portal. Yeah, all their players went into the portal, and Monday James is became available to us. He's from Prince George County, Maryland. Good looking athlete. I mean, he got the body type. He's got the body type and to really be an outstanding inside player. He played outside a little bit. They listed him as a defensive end up there at St. Francis, but he played mostly inside. Another big kid, 6'5", 290. And that's the kind of size you're going to need to compete in the CAA.
Hey, with length, you got that length. It makes a difference.
Real tall, long arms. Yeah, a rangy kid. The one that everybody opened the eyes around the country where he declared for A&T relatively early in the process was Big Ware. The 4-star recruit from Winston-Salem, Oak Grove High School.
Yeah,
there he is. There's a reason why everybody in the SEC and the Big Ten wanted him. 6'5", 305, and his film. I'll just let his film speak for itself.
He plays big too, man. Like he just it's crazy. The only knock maybe this last year was that they just didn't have that great powerhouse schedule. I know they played Northern Guilford. Northern Guilford was a missed field goal away from winning the state championship. And they, I'm not sure who else they played, but they might have played East Forsyth. I'm not sure. But he didn't have a lot of big guys his size to match up with every week. So you kind of wonder how would it mesh up when he plays, other grown men. But I mean, you go and play the guys in front of you, and he's dominating these dudes. All right, so we got some conspiracy theorists in the chat. Anybody want to guess on how we were able to land him? Because from just his qualifications and his, his all his stars and acclaim, it would seem like he might be a little bit kind of out of our pay grade, but somehow, some way, he trickled down to us, right?
Hey, good recruiting.
Well, keep in mind his uncle was the head coach of Winston-Salem State. So a few years back, and won CIAA title there. A couple of them, matter of fact. So he was not unfamiliar. He was not unfamiliar with HBCUs, and I think it's a case where A&T kind of sold itself to him. A lot of our fans, get caught up in NIL, but you're finding more and more kids these days, like Doug has said earlier, kids these days are really looking for a place they can feel comfortable at, someplace where they feel like they're at home. I'll say they feel better around their own people, and there's a comfort factor in there that we don't, we as fans really don't put a lot of stock in, but it's playing, in this day and time, it's playing a much bigger role than it has in the past. And you start to talk about NIL money. Yeah, the money's good, but you got to ask yourself: do you want to go to a Michigan or Georgia and sit on the bench for 2 or 3 years before you get a chance to play? Or do you want to go someplace that if you were just a regular student and couldn't or wouldn't play football, you'd be welcomed with open arms as just a regular college student. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I think some things are bigger than money, believe it or not.
Well, like I say, this and I'm from the school of thought that I don't mind this being a stepping ground for a top player. Like I don't mind someone coming to A&T, balling out, and then cashing a bigger paycheck the following year. That does not hurt my feeling, because for that to happen in the time you were here, you had to actually produce and improve our program. So when I see guys come here and then go on to another level up, and they might get all this crazy NIL money, I feel like somebody graduated from McNair and got a big time engineering job. You know, I'm like, great. You know, you came through here, you did what you had to do. And so I don't mind that. I mean, you know, I might be in the minority, but you know, I anytime someone comes to A&T and they flourish, that's a good thing. So you know, I'm not sure how that might not be our recruiting pitch, but you know, it is what it is, man. And so you know, we're not the top of the food chain when it comes to football. It's FCS football, and you got to kind of understand your role in the world and just take advantage of it.
Hey, I mean, however, we are the #1 HBCU in the entire universe.
That's true.
So, I mean, hey, I'm not surprised. I don't care how you got here. But just get here if you can, right? Like, as long as you're here,
yeah.
Hey, let them hate. let them speculate. It doesn't matter. You are in Aggie land. Welcome home, baby.
Right.
You know, all positives. You here? Let's rock and roll.
No doubt, no doubt. So, Mr. Boulware, we stole one. We got a highly talented recruit. All right. Any guys else on the defensive line you want to talk about, Craig?
Yeah, last defensive tackle we declared for us over the weekend. That was Dawson James from Indian Trail, okay. North Carolina, Porter Ridge High School, 6'2", 305. Another big body in the middle of that defensive line. When you talk about the edge rushers, and this was a pet peeve for me. This was a pet project for me, was Ethan Claybo and DJ Joyce from Mount Airy, North Carolina. My wife is from Mount Airy, North Carolina, so we're familiar with the Joyces, and I can tell you that we got to steal. Those two kids are absolutely fantastic off the edge.
So this DJ Joyce right here.
They're from smaller high schools, but they play a lot of good ball up in the foothills of North Carolina. And Mount Airy has won 4 championships in the last 5 years, 3 championships in the last 4 years, something like that. Yeah. They've been in the state finals for 6 straight years. Yeah. They're the Reedsville of the mountains, so to speak. These are exceptional athletes. Most of those kids up there end up at Western Carolina, App State, or Wake Forest. So that's the type of caliber players you're getting from up there.
Man, this kid is disruptive, man.
I know.
That's one thing. I mean, you can go 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, but by the time you get 1,003, he's on your back. He is back there whispering in your ear. So I'm always like to see that whatever position you play. I love guys that can get to the quarterback and get after the quarterback. That they're disruptive. It doesn't matter who's in front of them. So I like that, Craig. And they do come from a solid program. So awesome.
Yeah, we got. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I put the link in the chat. Anybody wants to jump in and give your thoughts? We only got about half an hour left. About to turn to the offense in a little bit here, but that's the link to the show. And if you're a parent or a coach and you've been watching the show and you've seen one of your players and you want to get some inside information, come on, jump in real quick and we'll take a scouting report. All right, go ahead, Craig.
We got a couple more edge rushers in. Raheem Bitten from Washington, D.C., 6'5", 250. I really like him. He's got long arms. Great speed, really good from sideline to sideline. And Chance Pickard, local kid, was up in Morgan State last year, and he went to Radsdale. We were familiar with Radsdale. He transferred back from Jamestown, North Carolina. He's transferred back here, 6'3", 245. Another guy with a high motor who will flat get after it. So that defensive line going into this year is much better, much more talent than we've had in a long time, and got some depth in there too. Some older guys mixed in with some younger guys.
Right. So we lost Marquise. We lost Marquise, and we lost Chris Allen, and of course we lost Tim Alderman, who graduated. Those are probably the three main guys. But you're saying the reinforcements have already started to show up. And I'm always optimistic when it comes to new guys, and until you prove otherwise, I think you're going to be Walter Payton Award winner. How about the linebackers, Craig? Do we get any help in the middle? Because I know that's still been a work in progress for the last couple of years at the linebacker position. Yeah, we concentrate on the inside linebackers. We signed 4 linebackers so far. We signed 4. We got some more recruiting to do, but we got 3 guys that can play the middle. Donovan Frederick, who transferred from Campbell's from Fayetteville, 6'2", 260. That's a big linebacker. 6'2", 260. That's the NFL size linebacker. Wow. Tariq Brown, another transfer from Campbell, started for them last year as a true as a redshirt freshman. He'll be a sophomore here this year. 6'1", 215. Watch his film. The kid reminds me a lot of Jacob Roberts. He really does. That's Tariq Brown right here. Real talented kid. Matter of fact, I think he came from Mallet Creek, just like Roberts did. Yeah, very similar. Oh, I like that get off, man. You can tell by his steps too that he's really disciplined with his mechanics. Okay. Drop back in coverage. Get me one. All right. Taking on edge. See, I like that too. Being able to set the edge, man. This is good stuff, man. I'm encouraged. But unfortunately, one thing I'm not encouraged by is our guy we got to bring to the show. We are contractually obligated to bring in all reigning posters of the years, and his guys wanted back to back. So, damn it, I apologize to everybody in advance. But here's A&T-roy, the Grinch. Oh gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Good Lord. Too early for this, man. It's just too early. Too early. T-Roy, how you doing, man?
Hey man, I'm chilling, man. Listen.
T-Roy, I see you chilling, man. But look, what are your thoughts, man? You have any immediate reactions? We've been hearing Craig so eloquently breaking down the defensive side of the recruiting class. You have any immediate reactions on this 2026 crop of newcomers?
So I just posted on Blue Death in the signing day thread that all of you need to relax.
I think everybody's happy. Everybody's happy, right? Nobody's.
I'm saying relax, and here's why. And like I said on there, maybe it's because of my PTSD from the last 3 seasons.
Okay,
but man, I'm not getting very happy until I can see if these kids can play.
Oh, really? So I thought you'd be the opposite. I thought you'd be like, hey, guys, you got to put last year's trauma to the side and focus on the new day. So you still kind of holding on to some of that shell shockness, right?
Oh yeah. Hey man, listen, it might not show on my face and my mannerisms and what I do. But man, listen, inside, man, I'm torn up. And so I gotta wait to see if they can play. I don't care. Ben Bullware, my homeboy, guess what?
Yeah.
The reason why he chose A&T was he noticed that you guys know what you're talking about, because when you chose me as the back-to-back Blue Death Valley Poster of the Year, he was like, "Oh, I got to go over there because they know what they're doing." So
you win the award in 2 consecutive years is what the selling point was for him.
That's what it is.
Yes.
But I love to believe that. Hey, we got to actually bring in somebody who I do like, and that's one of the top principals in the state of North Carolina. It's A&T-roy. He just jumped in the building. Not A&T-roy, Aggie 94. Excuse me, Aggie 94.
AKA the Crunch.
Oh, hey, I like the gear, man. So you went to the online store and got that. That's nice, man. Hey, you got the official Reaper shirt. And Troy, I still owe you a golden Reaper shirt, so it's coming. It's in the, hey, but that's all right, man. You looking good, 94.
I am somebody.
My man, looking good. Hey, so 94. Troy said he's kind of wants to be a little bit more nuanced in his emotions. He don't want to jump overboard and be like, oh, we're gonna win a national championship. What's your initial reactions from the list of newcomers?
Something is in the water for sure. Just in the fact that Troy had my back on a post regarding basketball season and what's going on. And tonight we are aligned in our thoughts. I mean, we did what we needed to do on paper. And I'm really excited about the work that the coaching staff did. But Morgan State, at the end of the game, that's when I can start talking. I mean, to be honest with you, but they really did a good job of trying to address what our needs were, and they were talking the talk and not walking the walk, or walking the walking, not just talking.
So let me ask you this: do you think that this was enough to potentially close the gap with some of our, opponents, our HBCU opponents and our conference peers? Do you think that, if what we brought in today is that making that gap a little bit more narrow?
On paper, yes, absolutely. Okay. On paper.
Gotcha. And what was your biggie? And Troy, you both of you guys jump in before we go back to Craig. But personally, both of you gentlemen, what was your biggest area of need that you wanted to see tackled this week?
The trenches.
The trenches, both sides.
Both sides.
Same with you, Troy.
Well, more for me on the defensive side, but yeah, the trenches. Man, that defense, especially defensive tackle, nose tackle positions, those are the big ones for me. And then offensive line after that.
So are you guys satisfied with what happened today? Because, like say, Craig mixed it. We got young guys, but we also got some veterans. So you're not what Troy? You shaking your head? You're not satisfied? It's not enough in the trenches.
I want some more. I want one or maybe two. I'm gonna say two more interior defensive linemen transferred with some experience. Yeah.
The only problem is everybody else in the country wants two more too. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay in line.
2 turtle doves, a partridge in a pear tree is what this young man wants. He's still in Christmas mode. The Grinch over there.
Hey, man, it's always Christmas in Aggieland.
Hey, but I'll tell you guys though, I can speak from experience. The kid from John C. Smith is he compares favorably to Marquise Hood. So if you like
Stanley?
But what was the kid from John C. Smith? Stanley, yeah. I mean, like I say, you can't block him. So I ain't seen nobody block him all season. And they went to 2 straight Division II playoff appearances at John C. Smith. No, they didn't make it last year, but they went this year. But they got a good team. All right, so Craig, you want to finish up the defense and let's jump into offense, and we'll let these guys stick around and give us some opinions.
Yeah, you got a couple other linebackers, a couple of high school kids, Michael Davis and Terry Radford. They both of them inside linebackers. Both of them 6'1", 230. One's from Chester, Virginia, and the other one's from Chester, South Carolina.
Roll that Mike Davis.
Yeah. Good looking kids on film. Both of them are exceptionally fast and fast off the ball. Get a lot of penetration against the run game. So I think both of them, they're gonna play at some point this season. Both of them are gonna play.
Is this Scary Terry?
This is Terry Radford.
This is Scary Terry right here.
Yeah. Now he might be a little tad undersized to start right away.
Scratch that. Watch this play. Look how he finished. I don't care what size he is.
I know.
That's how you tackle. All right. Yeah. You tackle guys like that.
Ooh.
I ain't worried about his size. He's physical. Watch him run, get after the football. Like, you gotta have some Joes that play like that. All right.
That whole defense flying around. We might get some other guys from it.
Yeah, the one thing about the defensive recruits that he brought in, the one thing that really stood out, they were bigger, but the biggest thing was they're all fast, and I think that'll make a huge difference. When you have, they always say you got to be either fast or big, but when you get when you got both of them, you're cooking with something, and speed is there. Speed is there all across every position.
Craig, our scheme predicates the time on us being quick and fast up front, being able to slant, change the line of scrimmage, get in the backfield, be disruptive. We've had great success with that since the first stint with Courtney Cord and what we've done with all the guys on defense. I think that trend is going to continue. I mean, the days of having just oversized big defensive linemen that can't run sideline to sideline, those days are gone. I mean, there's a video out there with Kirby Smart talking about it, where he just beats you in the head with it and lets you know, hey, the game has changed. You better have some guys that can do a little bit of everything. So at defensive line, they better be able to run. At linebacker, maybe a little bit smaller, but still able to stick it up in there and put their nose on the guy's helmet and take on the block, right? So I think we're finding.
You see that a lot, Dougie. You've seen that a lot in these films. These guys are taking on blocks, winning, and then going to the point of attacking, making a tackle. I love seeing that, especially from high school kids.
Oh, yeah, man. So I think you'll see more of the same. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Courtney Cord got some ties down there with the UGA and Georgia University and how they used to do some things, the University of Georgia. So I'm sure he understands what he's trying to get done on defense, what we're trying to get done across the board, man. And I think we have some guys that'll help us be successful in our scheme. I just think at times last year we had some guys that couldn't execute what we were trying to get done. And, we're on the field seeing what we think we see. And again, what the coaches see and what they know, and the kid being out of place may look different to the average fan, or what we see as spectators and Aggie fans. So I think we'll notice that this year a lot, because when we got it right, we were good on defense in some moments.
Right. And the guys, I don't blame the players so much, because a lot of guys playing out of position. I would say, guys there was a need and they raised their hand and said, I'll try it. Dal Ripple was running back, ended up playing safety, then ended up going down to playing inside linebacker, and did a great job of standing up there throughout the course of the season. And he got here, and I mean, how many times you played 3 different positions in your college career, and on both sides of the ball? That's a lot. So, and then you had Ty Williams being probably one of our best free safeties, end up playing most of the year at corner because of a need. You know what I'm saying? So, now I think if Coach Jones and Coach McCray and Coach Courtney Cord, if they can get, their guys exactly who they want in this position, then I think, like you said, they're going to be cooking with grease. It's going to be fun to watch this year.
Denzel knows. He knows.
Yeah.
Hey,
go ahead, Doug.
There's a 6'5", 250 defensive end. Did y'all talk about him?
6'5", 250. I believe so. You talked about the tall defensive end. We had a bunch of long guys.
You talking about Benton?
I can't remember his name, but yeah.
Come on, you had your names with you, man. You don't have your list with you?
Who, me?
Never mind.
Come on, Troy, you slipping.
Hey, man.
I think he's talking about. I think he's talking about
the kid from DC.
Yeah, from Ballou High School. Yeah, Raheem Benton. Yeah, really a really talented football player. His best football is coming. He's only been playing football, I think, for like three years or something like that. He is really long. I mean, he's got some long arms, got a good body, good build, runs to the ball like crazy. Pursuit. He's a pass rusher. That's what he is, and he does a really good job of containment on the outside.
Yeah, my question is he mean? How mean is he?
Come on, man.
Oh, man, come on.
Look at his film. That's all I gotta say. Look at his film.
Listen,
he don't seem too gentle to that quarterback right there. I tell you that.
Hey, I tell you one thing. If he's not, he won't be playing. Right? He's got to have a certain mentality to be here and to play here at this point.
Yeah.
I think those guys are, when they recruit kids, I mean, they're looking at the big picture, the whole picture. So, I want to be a nice guy. Is he aggressive in between the lines? And he looks to be, right? You don't have to be mean, Troy. You don't have to be a mean guy.
I mean,
you know what?
I don't think Troy. I don't think he would make it through this process. I don't think he would have made it this far in the process if.
Well, hey, we had a 6'5", 260 pound kid that came from California a few years ago when Cord was here, before he went to North Carolina Central, and I promise you, he was not mean between those lines. And Doug, you're right. Outside of those lines, hey, be the nicest guy you want to. But when you step inside them white lines, I need you to be a beast. And so sometimes kids don't.
Stand back was a baby. Stand back was a baby. This guy was actually like young when he showed up. He was big, but I think he was like 17. He was really young.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was. He graduated from high school a year early.
Yeah, Coach.
He went to. And I tell you this, he went to junior college and ended up at Oregon State, I believe, and so he ended up as a starter up there. Yeah.
Wow. Look at that.
Sometimes kids just got to mature.
Yeah. Sometimes the light comes on a little bit later for the kids, and then once it happens, it's just like, man, no going back. And so where is Benton from, Craig? Where's he from? Is that Baltimore?
Washington, D.C.
Oh, hell yeah, he's mean.
No, that's in Washington, D.C. Ballou High School's in Washington, D.C.
That's it. How many people you know from D.C. who ain't mean? Old school Aggie, he's mean. Nobody likes him. He lives in D.C. Like, I haven't met too many folks who's from the District of Columbia who don't have a little bit of disgruntledness about them. Maybe it's the Beltway traffic or whatever. But it's just I would venture to say if he's from the DMV, he has a little bit of a little mean streak in him. And if he's from Baltimore, you need to hide your wallet, right? Them dudes is grimy. But
he's want to see mean, Samaj. You show him the offensive line tape. Show him that. Go there with it. If you want to see some mean guys.
Yeah.
That kid is than Daryl Johnson was when he came in by far. Not as tall, maybe an inch shorter, but man, hey, listen, he can be a game changer in what I believe we need in the CAA. I think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got to speed this up. So Craig, let's go to offense and let's just do a speed round on offense.
Let's talk about the offensive line. Yeah.
Okay, let's go there.
You got Desmond Jackson transferred in here from Coastal Carolina, 6'4", this kid signed with Carolina a couple years ago and got caught up in the Mac Brown changeover, didn't play there. Went to Coastal last year and played 1 year down there. He's a 4-star kid. So, I don't know. If you go by that, then you figure he's going to play a lot. But you got Andre Oben, 6'5", 305, transfer from Monmouth. And, I'll take their water boy after seeing Monmouth beat the crap out of us last year.
Anybody.
But he's got NFL bloodlines. I think his dad played was a long time NFL player. Quayshawn Sapp, transfer from Florida Atlantic.
No.
6'4",
Craig, I did some research on this guy, right? I did some research on him. So he's a former four-star. He's a former four-star.
Yeah.
And I believe he's at 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be his fifth school. Okay, he has 1 year of eligibility left. He started at Florida State, then he went to ECU, then he went to SMU, Southern Methodist, then he went to Florida Atlantic, and he hit the transfer portal again, and now he's at A&T. So I'm not sure what the story is, but he got 1 more year left. I'm pretty sure there's a sense of urgency to get the most out of that last year eligibility. But when it comes to credentials, he was a 4-star athlete, and he went to Florida State right out of high school. He's been at FBS the last, 4 years, and he has 1 year left, and he's coming to A&T. So it's going to be interesting to see how that transpires.
Did you see if he played any or what?
Cup of coffee here and there,
Oh, really?
Pretty sure that's probably why he went to the next school. I think he's probably searching for that good fit, like Doug was saying. Just want to find the right fit. Hopefully, this is it for him.
Welcome home. He's got a family here in Greensboro now.
Yep,
full circle.
Yeah. Hold on a second. William Anthony Lawson, one of the best photographers in the business. He has a question. Do we have an offensive line coach to coach these guys yet? Anybody heard anything since Mr. Mattis retired? Coach Mattis at the end of the season? Anybody heard any development on that?
We don't comment on.
I understand I understand there's the coach, but they haven't announced who it is. So
okay,
I don't know. I don't know who it is, but they've got one, but I don't know who it's going to be.
Right. And like I tell you guys, man, A&T fans, if you are a passionate follower of A&T athletics, like all of us are, obviously, and you're on the forum every day, you're going to get a little frustrated because I can tell you right now, there's a new kind of mandate here that they're not going to be releasing any information until they get good and ready.
I'm out. I got to back up on that.
Go ahead.
I think for at least the last 3 years, we've talked about hiring in this time of year and how long some of those position coaches have taken to kind of get on board or announced. I think when the last 2 offensive coordinators, we kind of waited a while. Head coach, we waited a while. So I don't know that it's all just coach not announcing it. Maybe there's some things that have to happen before we can come out and announce who the guy is. So let's not just being tight-lipped, because I know at least the last 2 years, around this time of year, we've been like, when we're going to hear something about who the coach is, and we get a guy, and like Craig was telling you, be patient. Things are slow with the state sometimes. We've had that conversation numerous times.
Okay, so let me go back and say that whole slow with the state, that's one of the West Coast Aggie facts. That I talked to too many people to confirm that that's not true. Like we can hire when we need to hire. We ain't got to worry 60 days for the state of North Carolina to veto something. Now, we can get whoever we want in here. I think they take their time with maybe budgets. They might have to get some money freed up, but that's if A&T wants to hire somebody, they can hire somebody. But like I said, I'm just telling you, I got a vibe that they circling the wagons when it comes to the corner of Strickland and Lindsay. And they just it's gonna be a closed camp, and they're gonna keep everything in the house more so, I think, this time around until they can start winning again.
Sullivan and Lindsay.
Sullivan, yeah, but I say Strickland, Sullivan, and Lindsay. Strickland Fieldhouse, Sullivan and Lindsay. Yeah. Thank you. All right, go ahead, Craig. I'm taking your time.
Okay. going through the transfers, we got a kid from an NAIA school that's transferring in here. I don't think he was on the original postings this morning, but he's on his way. Kid by the name of Amari Marone Davis. Played at Siena Heights, which is an NAIA school last year as a freshman, and he basically played the forward and then redshirted. But he's coming in. He'll be coming in as a redshirt freshman with 4 years to play. He's 6'8", 310.
Oh,
so
that's the
take it
guy.
for what it's worth.
That's a Reggie Truesdale special.
That Reggie Truesdale should be happy.
6'8".
6'8", 310. And we got a bunch of high school kids, some good ones from North Carolina and out of state too. We got one a commitment late this evening from Devon Holly from Rayburn, Virginia. As Rayburn Gap. You know where that's at? You know that's where it's at 94?
The backside of nowhere.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
they play some
Devon Holly 6'4"
though.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's 6'4", 310, and he can play center or guard. He plays both positions. We got Clarence Gilliam from J.H. Roach High School, another freshman, 6'3", 350. Our Clarence Gilliam, and we got Chris Williams, who transferred up here from South Carolina State, 6'6", 280. Steve Stevenson from over here at East Forsyth High School. I was glad to get him because I saw him play a couple times last year. He was very impressive to me anyway, to my naked eye. But he's 6'4", 310. Christian Scarlett, got him from Wallace Rose Hill. I'm sure a lot of our folks are familiar with that program. Right, yeah, he's a big man.
That's a dancing bear.
He's 6'5", 350 pounds. Yeah, he's a big man.
And that's one of the things that I noticed. That's one of the things that I noticed, and at least with the high school guys, they went to a lot of schools that had winning pedigrees, not just in the Carolinas as well. But I mean, you mentioned Raymond Gap. That's the school that plays Providence
Day.
What is it? Providence Day in the independent ranks that go at it. So we went after some folk that come from proven programs.
Yeah, Gap is always ranked in the top. One of the top teams in the area. Along Grimsley, it's always one of those perennial champions. So that's man. We got good Lord, these guys doing some recruiting, man. You know who I give props to? I don't like doing it because I don't like the guy personally. West Coast Aggie, man. West Coast Aggie, he was the person on our board from day one who kept saying, calm down, guys. We're going to have a stellar recruiting class. And this is back when the transfer portal first opened and we was getting an influx of guys leaving, right? Everybody was his exit. And West Coast Aggie was a voice of reason. He said, you know what? These guys are behind the scenes pulling in a lot of talent to replace these guys, so I wouldn't be too worried. And I think, if you're scoring at home, I think I have to agree with West Coast Aggie now. I think I do feel like we're in a better position than when the season ended. So, all right, go ahead, Craig. Back on you.
Okay. We got Ethan Cash from Florence, South Carolina, all-state offensive tackle down there, 6'6", 310. He came up for his visit about a week ago, and he liked the place and decided to go ahead and commit. So we've got some awfully big young men up front. Again, another good match of older guys who are physically and mentally mature, and a lot of good young talent in behind them. Plus, we had quite a. We still have some. We still have about a half a dozen offensive linemen who played last year who are still with the program, and they're going to factor in too. They're all sophomores now, coming off of redshirt years, but they're all sophomores. So I think offensive line wise, we're going to have the numbers and the depth this year that we didn't have a year ago.
Hey man,
it's the Cash guy.
I like Big Ethan Cash's Big Cash Money. I like his film, man. Look at him, plays with great leverage, and all of these highlights, man. He's working up to the second level, getting that linebacker. You can tell he knows his assignment. He can bend at the waist, and then when he's getting his paws on, boom, he's giving you some of that nasty he was looking for, right?
Oh,
watch
man.
Every play, man, he's working up. He knows his assignment. He gets his first guy on a little double team, gets his second guy, boom. Man, that's how you have big runs, man. Like sometimes it's just being a technician and then also being able to finish when you get your hands on somebody. So I like it. Shout out to Big Cash Money.
I can dig that. Oh man. All right, so Craig, let's really jump through it because we kind of running over. I know we also brought in a lot of receivers, right? Some stellar receivers.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about those.
We brought in quite a few receivers. The ones that kind of stick out are on different sides of the spectrum. One guy's Dalen Halterwanger from Orangeburg, South Carolina. Got one from right out from under Chenasberry from down there.
Good. They always take night guys.
Big wide receiver. 6'4", about 220. You like jump balls. If you like Elijah Bell, you'll love this kid.
Okay. You run some go routes. You got some speed. Can you take to the house? Okay. Quarterback, can he get it there? All right. I don't know if this was the video. That was one video. They was like in pitch black darkness. I was like, how y'all even recording this game? Oh, wow. Can he get in? Oh. So I guess he might be kind of like a Carl Williams type of guy. Who would he fit that mode? Craig?
He's a lot bigger.
He's a lot bigger than Carl.
He's a lot bigger weight wise.
So that's Denzel Key's size. Not Denzel.
Yeah.
What is it? What was the receiver? Denzel? Yeah. He's 6'4", 2 something.
Yeah.
Denzel was thick. Yeah. Okay.
And the other kid that really I think a lot of people were real high on is the kid that we signed earlier today. I think we officially offered him a couple of days ago from Massachusetts, from Boston, Lexington, Massachusetts, outside of Boston, from Cathedral High School. 5'8", 160, and he runs a legit 4.4. I think he's faster than that after looking at his film. I think he's faster than that.
What's his kid name? Who's his kid?
Bill.
What's his name?
Bill. Yeah. Taquay Bell.
Here he is. That's the one. This is the one. Like, how the hell you have a game with no lights? They literally playing in darkness. I'm like, is this even safe? They got the scoreboard and they got a parked car in the end zone, and that's about it. Like I don't know how that's legal. 94, y'all be having night games in your school like that? Where y'all they have no lights?
Not at Gibbons, bro.
Lord. This must have been like late in the afternoon, about to get dark. This is like almost. There you go. Like how? That's a night game for real, Dougie.
And man, you can clearly see shadows in all directions. They have 4 light posts, right?
You gotta have fluorescent socks to play this game.
Not well lit over in that right corner of the end zone, but they got enough.
Dude, if I'm the defense, I'm like, look here, how the hell can we even see the ball, ref?
Man, that's pretty interesting.
12 making catches, guy.
Yeah, 12 touchdowns and 29 catches. Wow.
And he played in pitch black darkness. I don't know how he caught the ball. I can't see nothing.
I think it's the camera person. They must have their shutter on or something. I don't know what it is.
No, I think that's just the rough neighborhood that here's it. The power went out. Somebody didn't pay the light bill down the street. All right, what else you got, Craig?
Home to Aggie land. He's gonna be
you have a couple North Carolina kids, and Jaden White from Cornelius played at Hogue High School, coming off state championship, and Chase Hardy, who's from South Garner down in Raleigh, another good speedy guy. A guy that was real impressive on film is Maceo Watkins. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Central Catholic. He played with Jay Walls, who's one of our quarterbacks. They played with each. They're on the same team up there year before last.
It's Maceo right here. Yeah,
that's another guy who's got that kind of speed.
Ooh, yeah.
He's got that separation speed that you're looking for. Good size kid too, about 6'2", 190.
Inside.
Just flat runs away from people.
He just reminds me of a kid from the CAA that just would give us hell on a normal Saturday. And sometimes, like I said, I just like a guy that does his job, right? He seems like the type of guy that's got the skills and the talent, but he's also going to be where he needs to be and make the routine play. But, can take it to the house as well, right? I think this is a good play for him, man. Coming across, makes a simple catch, and then lets the speed do the work, right? Sometimes it's just about being where you're supposed to be.
Oh, I like that.
And being consistent.
Man gave up at 15.
But I think he had some really good offers, man. I think he had an offer from the Naval Academy as well. I love kids that get some attention from the Naval Academies, right?
Yeah.
Speaks to their discipline and just
good sign. That's a good sign. Yeah.
Good kid. Good kid for the CA.
All right. I think I had. Did you talk about the kid from Hoff? The guy from.
He mentioned him briefly right before. That's your boy. Hey, shout out to the Coach Baker down there, man.
Talk about Jaden White.
The former,
Jaden White.
Yeah, Deshaun is coach, man. The undefeated Huff. They won the championship this year. Remember,
they won the state championship this past year.
Record holder at South Carolina State, man. He decided to send him on the Aggie land, so we appreciate him making those decisions, help him send the kid to the right school.
So this is Jaden White. And Hoff, they always have a real powerhouse program.
First class, man.
Yeah. Damn it, them lights. Okay, so threw a little screen pass, a little bubble screen, and that's it.
But
forget about your angle.
Speed. There's no substitute for it.
Yeah. You jump ball, can you get up and get it? Get his feet in? Okay.
I like a little simple crossing route. Being where you're supposed to be.
Oh, well, I like that. Dang.
Bye-bye.
We need some of that in downtown Raleigh. Come on now. Hey.
He out here recruiting for his boy.
I'm making mental notes. If any of these guys don't pan out, I got a spot for you. Good Lord. All right, man. That's some good stuff. All right, who else we got, Craig? We gotta get out of here. It's almost been 1:45.
Well, the last thing on the list will be the tight ends. We brought in 3 tight ends. 2 well, all of them are transfer. All 3 of them are transfers. One is Raphael Williams, a transfer from Benedict, 6'5", 260. Jordan Mahanahy from Lorton, Virginia, played up there at Ferrum, Division II school. 6'5", another 6'5", 250 tight ends. Those are big blocking tight ends in the run game. And then
I've seen him too.
Then
He's a good player.
Nebane Moore, who's a transfer from Charleston, South Carolina, who can do both, but is also a pretty good receiver.
This is Moore. This is
6'3" and about 250.
Yeah.
So we got. We got a couple tight ends coming back, but I think he wanted to recruit some tight ends that were good in the blocking game.
Yeah, this guy,
because we already had 2 guys who were pass catchers, but he wanted more physical play out of his tight ends to help out that running game.
Guys like that make your life easier, Craig.
Yeah, they do.
Right.
Hey, so Doug, give me the science on why is a good tight end important for your offense? What type of role do they play?
These guys lined up as H-back ton of time. I mean, they're a jack of all trades. I mean, he's an extra blocker. I mean, at times when you need it, he can help, kind of set that into the line of scrimmage, help you out in the run game, just like we talked about with a good offensive lineman and get up to the second level. Sometimes you can disguise that guy. You see him kind of lining up everywhere. They did a good job of moving him around, but he's in there. He's physical. And you think about the backs we have over the past couple of years that can cut it back. I mean, that helps versus, getting beat at that position. That causes all kinds of trouble for you when that end guy on the line of scrimmage is dominated. So I think just having that versatility and then him being able to step out and be a release valve and catch a pass, being active in the play action, man, all those guys have unique skill sets here. I mean, a lot of times they're some of the best athletes on the team, man. So I think those guys that you just showed, man, they got some talent.
And like Craig was saying, we've had a lot of talented tight ends to come through here the last couple of years. We just didn't have the ability to feature them as much as we needed to. And, I guess that goes in hand with a good offensive line, strong running game, play action, and then also getting some leads is, sometimes when you're down, you just got to air it out to your guys out wide, and you can't really control the clock with the tight ends like you normally would. So it kind of goes hand in hand. All right, Craig. So go ahead, Troy.
I mean, Craig was still rolling, wasn't he?
Yeah, go ahead, Craig.
No, go ahead. That's pretty much it wraps it. Well, except for a field goal kicker, we had to find a replacement for Money Brown, and because he was our best offensive weapon a year ago, and I think we might have found him. Asher Holland from Jordan High School down in Durham, 6'2", 195. Got a really strong leg. Probably as a freshman, he's got a better leg than Brown did at this time. At this point in their careers, if you're comparing where they are now versus where Brown was as a freshman, this kid is ahead of Brown. Money got better each and every year. He got stronger every year. This kid is coming out the box with a 50-yard leg. So it'll be interesting to see what he does when real bullets start flying in the fall. But he can definitely kick it.
I can dig it. I just don't like those instant comparisons to one of the all-time greats.
We're talking about I'm talking about freshman to freshman. I'm not talking about this past season to where he's at now. Yeah. But if you look at them as freshmen, what they did in their freshman year, this kid's a little bit ahead of him.
Okay. I like, you know what? This is a good part of his tape too. I like his kickoffs, because if he can pin a guy in the end zone 9 times out of 10, they're gonna take a knee. You ain't got to worry about them going to make a house call.
Didn't Money Brown kind of indicate that we had somebody on the roster that could kick real good already?
I think this was one of the guys we were recruiting that he might have been privy to. Also, he has a younger brother, so I'm not sure if.
No. I'm saying I thought he said somebody was already on the roster.
No, you might be thinking about Daffer, but Daffer's eligibility is up.
Yeah, he graduated too.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I think during that last show, Troy, we were talking to him, and he said that we had somebody in the pipeline. So I think he knew that we were close to signing somebody.
Okay.
Hey, Troy, in 94, how much money you think we shelled out for some of these guys? Like, what do you think our total expenditures were this recruiting period as far as revenue sharing?
I don't even want to speculate. I mean, it's nothing nowhere near what the big schools are, but I'm pretty sure we utilize the resources that we had, no doubt about it.
Yeah, but you think some of these guys had a price tag?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think based on what Gibbs said, if he keeps to his word, none of the freshmen got any money. But transfer.
When did he say that?
Oh, he in press conference he was saying he didn't think freshmen should get money. They hadn't done anything.
I've been in every press conference in the last 10 years. I never heard him say I don't think the freshmen should get money. I think
you know what? Did you stick around for the radio broadcast?
Okay, so he said he don't think the freshmen should get money.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he did make that comment. Yeah.
Okay.
They haven't proven anything yet.
Right. So I think I don't know how we're gonna prove it, but I think we spent $150,000.
150
for the transfer.
Yeah. I talked to a colleague of mine who's in the athletic department at another HBCU, and he told me that their plan was to have about $600,000 for the whole athletic department. This was last year, and most of it was going to football, men's basketball, and a little bit for women's basketball. But so I think we've already spent money. I think everybody who's get on the floor for men's basketball is getting something. And now this is kind of the first real go around with football players at A&T are going to start getting paid. I know last year we had who was that offensive guard that got paid? Corian Sharp. I think he was like one of the few people that actually got some NIL money. I talked to parents of players who started, and they said they son ain't wouldn't get nothing. So it wasn't like it happened last year. We didn't know about it. I think this is the first test. So we'll see how that goes. And Doug, go ahead, Troy.
I can't remember what was said about how much we wanted to have in the first year. I think, Craig, was it 600,000?
Did you say that again?
The first year of NIL money we wanted to raise was like, in the first year it was like 600, and we want to get up to $1 million a year or something like that. I forget what it was.
If you're talking about all Aggies all in,
yes.
our long range goal is $3 million. I think if you got the email yesterday, we're about halfway there.
Okay. Yeah,
that will cover the entire athletic department. So it's it frees up. That's the money goes into scholarships, which obviously frees up money for us to do things. To take care of the athletes. So, through the first, we've been in this since through the first 6 months. Yeah, we're 6 months, 7 months in. Yeah, we're looking at to date. I think it's a little over 1.2. That was the last count, and that was as of the first of the year. That would have been what the figures were in January. I don't know what they are after the Christmas break. That's based on what we had at the close of the year.
Yeah, but you would say, clear me up on this. That is including 5-year pledges or pledge money that goes out multiple years. Is that right, or is it for this year?
That is three. We need to be competitive. We have to raise $3 million each and every year. We want to have a consistent. We want to be consistent where it's by the year 2030. We have a minimum of $3 million to work with.
Yeah. I don't want to get too much in the weeds on here about this, but I did want to raise this. That 1 point whatever you said, that includes pledges that go out multiple years. Is that right? Or is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's pledges and cash. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Hey, so guys, we almost at 2 hours, so that's a little over our 90-minute window. So let's go around the horn and get some final thoughts on this exciting day. And shout out to all the parents and new players who come into Aggie Land. We definitely are excited for you guys, and we are so happy you decided to make the best move, the best decision of your life. But 94, let's take us home with one final thought on National Signing Day 2026.
A promising start for the 26th season in terms of, what has been recruited. It's just a matter of, putting the product out on the field. But again, the coaching staff walk the walk as well as talk the talk, and have done a good job in terms of trying to address our needs to compete in the CAA.
That's awesome. And once again, it's a great shirt you got on, man. It's cold-blooded, man, I tell you. That Reaper, it says a lot, man. It says a lot. Yeah. All right, Troy, what you got for us, man?
So 2 quick things. Number 1, I'm making a plea to 2 kids that are in the portal. I do want you to do what's best for you.
Right.
Make the best decision for you. But Chris Allen and Javon Dillard, I would love to see you back.
Come back.
Come home.
Yeah.
Come home.
Come home, baby.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Right.
All right. The second thing, coaches and players, please know that A&T-roy, a.k.a. the Crunch, is rooting for you. I want you to win. I want you to do very well. I'm ready to go, baby. Spring football practice starts in some point here pretty soon. Let's go, baby. Let's win. That's it.
Hear you, man. So why are you the Crunch? Why? Oh, the Q wrench. I got you.
I'm the Q. That's the Crunch.
Yeah, I got you. I forgot.
That's a great.
I forgot, man.
Can't help himself.
Hey, they're special kind, man.
Hey, listen. So the reason this happened, let me tell you why it happened. So you remember they had the holiday, 2 games on the holiday, the 2 men's and women's games?
Yeah.
So I was walking my dog and I was thinking, man, I need to do something for this special doubleheader day. So, got home and I saw somebody with just the mask and gloves. They didn't have the whole suit. And I was like, man, that probably won't cost much money. So I went on Amazon and bought it and went over to the game, but it had the whole face on it, right? They would not let me wear it in the game because they had to have facial recognition. I was so mad. I was walking around telling everybody. I even went to Earl Hilton. They wouldn't let me wear.
That's ironic because in the pandemic you had to wear a mask just to get into the games. So now, if you don't have a mask, if you wear the mask, you can't get in. So that shows you how the world's changed.
Yeah. So how about I showed up? I got home and I was like, you know what? Man, that thing only costs like $30. I'm gonna just cut the face off. So I went back to the next game, and the security guard, there was a lady. She had seen me when I came in before.
She said,
right when I was walking up, she's like, he told you can't wear that in here. I was like, wait a minute, I cut the face out. So she was like, let me call him, right? So she got on the walkie-talkie and called him. As soon as he walked in the door, he was like, oh, you good? Come on in. So the Crunch was born there.
Man. Doug, this is one of the leaders of our fan forum. This is the defending of the year. Good Lord. That's
why we call you the reason why we call misfits. You the reason.
Oh boy.
I'll take it, baby.
What you got, Doug?
Not much. My message to the players, man. The real work starts now. It's been all pomp and circumstance. You got the signature on the dotted line now. But this is when you really become a college football player. Listen to your coaches. They're here for a reason. Trust in them. be coachable, right? Like you're here for a reason. It don't matter if you get an NIL, it don't matter if you're a walk-on. Be coachable. Take that good advice. Go out there, give your best, and enjoy being an Aggie in Aggie land. Being in college, man, best time of your life, man.
Best. Hey, we got an old friend.
Hey,
Ms. Wiggins, the former team mom for the A&T football program. Her son recently moved on, and he's at Arkansas State.
Yeah,
we all got to become what are they the Wolves, the Red Wolves? What's
Red Wolves?
Red Wolves.
Yeah, hey, listen, Sterling's my guy, and Ms. Wiggins, tell Sterling I said congratulations. Seriously,
definitely.
Whole Wiggins family. Shout out to the whole Wiggins family, man.
Awesome people, man. All right.
Hey, I got one more thing if I can.
Go ahead, Quench or whatever you call yourself.
Oh, you know what? I forgot it. Can you come back to me? When Doug was saying something, I wanted to say something, but can you come back one more time?
I mean, forgetting you 60 years old. You look so handsome, Troy. I forget you 60 years old, and then you had those senior moments, and I'm like, okay, yeah, he's old as dirt. All right, Craig, help us out here.
I would say, given looking at this recruiting class, we addressed our biggest needs. I anticipate us probably getting another 7 or 8 kids out of this recruiting because we missed 2 weekends because of weather. As far as kids visiting, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be another round of kids who will be making their official visits this week that didn't sign today. So I expect us to sign some more kids in the next week or two. But my hat goes off to this coaching staff, because we did a really good job of recruiting in state, which is something that we had not done in the last couple of years. We got a lot of in-state kids. A lot of our transfers are North Carolina kids who came home. So we did a really good job in Georgia and really in South Carolina. We really did really good in South Carolina. And I was surprised at some of the kids we got out of South Carolina that South Carolina State did not get. And we're getting the job done as recruiting. We're not finished by a long shot. I think we still need to add, no disrespect to guys who are already there, but I still feel like we need to add 1 or 2 running backs to this class. And I think if we can do that, if we can bring in a couple of really good running backs, and I know Coach Gibbs is real particular about the type of running back he wants. So that's probably maybe one reason why we didn't see any on day one. But I think we can get a couple of really good game-breaking running backs, guys who got that burst. We'll be pretty much pushing an A on this recruiting class. That's a complete roster turnover. If you don't realize it, folks, there are no longer 63. The 63 scholarship rule really doesn't apply anymore. It's about roster size.
105.
Division I, it's 105 players. So people saying, well, how can we afford to do 42 players? Well, you don't have a scholarship limit anymore. Your roster can exceed 105, but you can have as many scholarship players as you can afford. So, you bring in a class of 42 kids, it's probably going to add another 8 or 9 more. He's going to turn over half his roster from a year ago. That's a lot. I don't know if any school, FBS or FCS, that's going to have a bigger roster turnover than A&T. So I think Gibbs understands. I think Coach Gibbs and the rest of the staff understands what the challenge is, and they're taking it. They're grabbing the bull by the horns. They were facing this switch over head first, and not pussyfooting around, trying to build it over time. There are no 4 or 5 year plans. on this. This is, got to get it done today. So, I'll say they've done an outstanding job so far, and we can add a couple more elements to this class. I think we'll be well on our way to getting back to what A&T is accustomed to.
What'd you say, Dougie?
No, I was just agreeing with Craig.
Yeah, so this has been a great show, great night. National Sign Day. Troy, I throw it to you in a second. National Sign Day for us is like Christmas in February. This is the highlight of our year. This is seeing because that's the one thing that we needed as a fan base was hope. We got that when Coach Gibbs first came back and was announced as the new coach. And we had a rough year, took out licks, and now we got some more hope, another influx of hope, just by seeing all these stellar young men who are going to try to get things turned around. So, Troy, last thought here, real quick, man. Troy, last thought.
Okay, so related to this whole transfer rules. Oh my gosh. Okay, related to transfer rules change. As opposed to previous years, now those transfers are basically locked in for this 1 year because they can't go back into a portal after this. Now they might not show up, but they're locked in. Isn't that right, Craig?
Hopefully, that's the rule. But so they are challenging lawsuits every week,
left and right.
So we don't know what's going to hold up. The NFL, I think the NCAA is like 0 for 30 on these damn lawsuits, man. So hopefully there's the kid at Tennessee who's trying to get like an extra year, and he got a temporary restraining order, so we don't know how that's going to go. But there's no stability. There's nothing ironclad in college football. The rules that they try to put out there, they can't enforce. So we don't know.
Right. But as it stands today, that's what it is.
As it stands today, the portal, you can't enter the portal after that January, whatever date was, that 2-week window.
January 16th, yeah.
And
you're locked in.
Right.
Yeah.
But
same with the freshmen, they're locked in unless they just don't show up or they don't qualify or something down the road. So these kids that we signed and today or whatever, they're basically locked in unless they don't show up this year. So far.
And so here it's still, I guess, a great area.
That's all I wanted to ask.
It's still a great area because, we haven't even had spring camp yet, right? So, a lot of guys kind of stick it out to see where they're going to be at when the chips fall at the end of spring camp. Am I on the depth chart? Have I improved my position? If you're not happy where you are after spring, that's when a lot of guys leave in the summer. So I guess they're not going to be able to do that anymore. But there's a 105 limit, and we already putting out one ads for walk-ons, so we might be cutting guys after spring camp, So I don't know how that works, and if you get cut, are you able to go in the portal versus leaving on your own reconnaissance? So I don't know, but it's a story that's still being written, but we gotta put a final note on this show because it's already over 2 hours. But so for 94. The defending champ A&T-roy, the quench, I can't say that. AD Fresh doing big things over there, High Point Andrews, and of course, the president, the mayor, Craig Turner, the AAF got that thing rolling. I am Samaj Marsh. This has been a National Sign Day 2026 edition of Inside the Valley, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. After that, Aggie Pride, peace.
Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride.
Yep.
Edition.